Hello and welcome to another video. So in today's video we're actually going to be looking at, I think I'm going to be changing my view from the cockpit view, which I do find the most enjoyable view, but there's a reason none of the top guys use it, and now I'm getting to them better lobbies. I really need the better view, so I'm going to change to the HUD view because I practiced a few times with it and improved by 2/10 in 15 to 20 laps, and I've not used that view for 3 months since I changed to the wheel from the controller. So I thought, well, if I can improve my time by 3/10 fairly quickly, and then I put in practice and improved it a massive amount more. So what we're going to look at here, this is the fastest lap I did, the replay of it. So coming around the first corner, so I was doing this in the HUD view, and my best time before was a 1:41.98, I think. So you see what this one is. So we're right round turn 2 there, close to the wall there as you can, and then this is one of the corners I wasn't liking, but I definitely found it much better in the HUD view over the cockpit view, but I was still struggling from times, but that was pretty much perfect really. So, and you need a good corner there because you're coming down onto this long, not quite straight, but it is a straight, so any mistakes out that corner can be costly. And then here trying to get it right into the wall, but you see I don't, so I probably lost about a 10th or so there. I could have probably done that a little bit better, but a 1:05.0, which for me that was a very good time for the first 2 sectors, but it was this sector 3 where I really struggled, and especially this little funny S section and last bend. It was really hard to get the braking right through there, and you see I'm nowhere near the apex there, so I got a slow exit, but I can see it's a fast time, so I'm hoping to keep to the inside, try and get to the line as quick as we can and see what it is. And it's a 1:41.237, so I do believe I could have got better, because if you look here, sector 1 a 32.4, 32.5 for sector 2, and a 36.1 for sector 3. So if you look there, sector 3, that top guy a 35.3. So this is the top guy at the moment, the Greek top time. So I'm nearly a full second off in sector 3. And I do know the best sector 3 I managed to do was a 35.6, which I did only do once, to be fair. It was generally a 35.8.9 most of the time. So you think if I'd done the 35.6, I'd have been on for a 1:40.7, which would have been just over a second off the top time. And I think that's really quick if you're getting anywhere between a second and a second and a half off the number 1 time. I think is very quick and competitive, but we'll get to our first race now. And I don't know if you noticed there, but in this race, that improved quality time. With our old quality time, we'd have been starting this race in 13th, but we're starting in 4th. You see, it makes a massive difference to the start of your race, but I was struggling with this new view in the race. I was making silly mistakes, but I think that's just because I was getting used to it. See, like here straight away, for some reason, I changed down to 4th, don't know why. That's not really the view's fault, that's more me being a bit of an idiot, really. So now we're already having to try and hold our position. Just get a touch from behind, and I think we pushed that guy on the outside wide, but we're going to squeeze this guy to hope he backs out, and he does. So we keep that position, so still in 4th at least, but we'll look back at that. If you look here, just changed down for no reason, don't know why, just stupidity really. You see here, so that guy gets on the outside, so trying to give him space on the outside. You said just get a little tap there on the back, nothing naughty, nothing much, but if you thought I run you wide there, if you are watching, I apologise for that. I couldn't help it, did get the slight tap, I was trying to give you space. So you see, back to the race here, we hold the position, so but he's right all over the back of us. As I said, this was the corner I was struggling, and look, in the race, totally messed it up, really deep, so both of them have got a run on me here. So see how it goes. We're trying to See, so we managed to get back in the slipstream in front, so we only lose one position, so good going, because I think that Swedish driver was struggling a bit with the oversteer by the looks of it at times on that Merc, so I think that's why we maybe got the power down a bit better than he did. But coming through here already I was panicking a bit, but as you see there's a guy in the Lambo gone off. It's easier to make the mistakes in the Lambo, which is why I switched back to the Aston Martin for the race. You see that guy got on the inside again, but he just didn't get the traction down to get alongside me. So again, this corner where I was struggling. And again, not the greatest exit really, so the guy behind right on the back of me was slipstream. So because I'm out the slipstream, I'm going to go defensive. But I'll probably go a bit too defensive because he doesn't come across at all. And then you just look here, just totally messed my turning up. So then I'm braking, trying to keep it out that wall, and I just hit that wall. So stay to the outside out of everyone's way. But that was annoying there because I don't think I hit that wall. I think I skimmed it maybe once in the race before in cockpit view. But I didn't hit it once in the race. I did in qualifying because you're pushing, but I didn't hit that wall once in the race like that until this moment. And as you see, in back at it, just totally missed my turning, totally. So I think it's just need to get used to this new view. But I think overall I'll be a lot quicker because you can see in the quali time, you know, I'm 7-8 tenths quicker straight away just in qualifying. Well, I did do quite a bit of practice to get that time, but you know, it shows the times there. I don't think I would have had that time in the cockpit view. So we'll get back to the race here anyway. As you see, we're trying to catch back up to these cars in front after our stupid mistake dropping us down into ninth. Because they're in a group together, you see a break early there because not really any chance to go for a move, so all I want to do is be smooth so I can get onto the back of them here. This is in right on the back of them again now, so break, and you see they makes contact, so I have to swerve to the left. The Lambo goes off and we gain 2 positions up to 7th there, so just being in touching distance, we've took advantage of incident going on. So let's have a look at that again. As you see, he hits the back, I have to swerve, and then he just turns in on me a little bit, but there's not a lot I can do there because I've had to swerve. So we'll look at it from his point of view, the German in the Aston. Yeah, and he just brakes a bit late and hits the back of the car in front. And I think the Lambo, by the looks of it there, didn't actually get punted off. I think he actually touched the grass on the outside on the entry that caused him to spin, to be honest, rather than the contact. But that's got us back to 7th at least, so we'll take that after making that stupid mistake ourselves. But we're just going to fast forward through now. So you see, we do have to defend off this guy, but you go straight into the wall there because you can't go too wide through that corner really, especially not on the outside. So we had no danger after that from behind, and sort of caught the guys in front but kept making silly little errors. But as I said, I think this was only the 3rd race I'd done since changing view, so I was struggling a little bit with making errors with this view. But I think a lot of that's just because I've not used it since I was on controller, so it's just getting used to the setup again. And I did adjust my cockpit setup and my TV setup slightly just to try and get myself a better view for looking better. So hopefully after a couple of weeks of using this view, we'll be doing some really good times and we'll be up into A rating in no time and be pushing on towards A+ and fighting with the top guys if we can do. That's the aim anyway. So as you see, just following it through here. 2 in front are fighting a little bit, but not enough for us to get involved. But after that mistake early on, I'm more than happy to take a 7th. And as you see there, just again, another silly little mistake. But obviously not a lot of action, so just keep it fast forwarding through to the end of the lap here. So here we are, end of the race, going to bring it home in 7th. So not ideal after starting 4th, but we'll definitely take that after our stupid mistake of hitting the wall. But I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure everyone's done that at some point. So we'll move on to this next race and hopefully it'll go a bit better. As you see here, starting 6th in this one, and again, if it wasn't for our improved quality time, would have been down in 13th in this lobby. So improved quality time's really helping us out, especially in these tougher lobbies. You don't want to be stuck near the back because it's much harder to catch up, especially if you're fighting with people. The guys at the front are going to just run away. So hopefully we can have a better turn 1 this time, not make a stupid mistake of changing down a gear for no reason. But here we go. You see everyone's going across to the left following the slipstream there, but it's not worth it because you don't really want to make a move into turn 1 on the first lap here anyway on this track. So I just stay out of it. Not the greatest run through, but you know, keep it smooth. There we go, come through turn 1 without being overtaken as well. So after the last race, that's an achievement there, so definitely take that. But you see the 2 wide up ahead here, and there he just gets pushed and he does hit the barrier there. So we get it to the inside, don't make the same mistake as earlier in the week of going to the outside. Side by side, tiny bit of contact maybe there, but nothing. We're giving each other plenty of space. But he does get a 3-second penalty there. I don't know what that was for, because I don't think there was much in it. But you see, luckily I'm in a faster car here, so I'm hoping he pulls across with the slipstream. And we're giving each other space here, me and the Merc, so side by side. But he gets the position there. He's on the inside for this next corner. But as you see, I've been hit from behind there and into the barrier. So we'll go back and have a look at what happened at those incidents there. But first we'll just look at this guy. You see, he's just pushed wide, but you can't really go too wide through there, so we get to the inside. So we're giving each other space here. We'll give each other space, and to be honest I don't think there's any contact there at all. So if that's what he's got the 3-second penalty for, then that's very harsh. But he might have already had it from hitting the wall, maybe is what he got it for. I don't know, but if he got it for that contact with me, I think that's very harsh, because I don't think there was really any. You see me and the Merc stick side by side, so he's got the inside line here, but I'm still alongside. Yeah, and the Lambo just hits me there. We'll just have a look from the Lambo's point of view. Oh, and the Lambo gets hit by the Dodge there, so he gets pushed into me by the Viper. You'll see from the Viper's point of view. He does get on the inside, but the move's never on there. Very aggressive and a bit out of order there from the Swiss guy in the Viper. So I think he's caused all that, but we'll get back to the race. And you see there, that guy's Spaniard, Jamie Fax, who we've had a few dealings with, unfortunately. So nothing deliberate, but we seem to have been caught together a few times. Just turned in on me, not a lot I can do, but no harm done. You see there's the Swiss guy serving his 3-second penalty, so we just give him the tiniest tap, but we get past the Spaniard there. So I think this Swiss guy was in 2nd or 3rd at the start of the race, so obviously we know he's fast, and we're obviously a lot lower down than we started, so here's thinking we need to try and catch up to the guys in front. But as you'll see, we just clipped the wall there, just as I was going to say. As we see, we ended up having quite a bit of a fight in this race, me and the Swiss guy, but again, just like before, all fair, so big shout out to him. It was a fun race to do with him, but a shame that we weren't racing up at the front where we could have been, as opposed to back in the lower midfield here. You see, we've already gained back up to the guys in front a little bit there. We're trying to get a good exit out this corner to get the run. See, we are a little bit off, but the Swiss guy has got closer to the back of them, and they are going too wide through here, so that could be slowing them down. As you see, the Swiss guy's right on the back of them now, and so are we. So we'll see what happens coming through the 3rd sector. So we're going to stick single file through the first part. You see the Swiss guy gets a bit of oversteer, so I managed to get it on the inside, but we give each other space there. So we're coming alongside, and a lot of people are back out here, but I've seen he's racing fair and good. Tiny bit of contact, but nothing really. We give each other space as a car goes off to the left there, and I get that position. So good clean racing there for me and the Swiss guy, I think. Tiny bit of contact, but I think we're both giving each other space. And because I'd seen he was clean, I think I'd possibly pull out of that with a lot of other people, because I think a lot of people there that had just punted you off, but he gave me plenty of space, and I tried to give him plenty of space back. But you see he's got a better run on me there. He's on the outside for turn 2, and he gets the cut back. Superb move, but just gets oversteer there, so we get the traction down better, so we keep that position. So he's nearly passed us again there. Great little attempt at a move, but he just couldn't get the power down. So now we're close to each other again here. He's right up behind me as we come through. You see, just gives me a slight tap behind, nothing deliberate I don't think, but we'll just go back and have a look at that, see what happened. You see here, from his point of view, he's right up behind me here. And he brakes, and he brakes and comes off the accelerator through the corner and brakes again, whereas I try and balance the throttle and trail brake through. So maybe I was a little bit slower at one point than he was, but as you see, let me keep the position, so nothing in that total accident. So, and as I said, you can see from the racing earlier on that he's definitely not dirty, the Swiss guy. So good racing from him, so again shout out to him for that. But now us fighting is not helping us with gaining any more positions. It's fun, but it's not helping. You see there, he just gets back up the inside, but we just managed to cover it off. He's right behind us, so we're going to squeeze him to the inside, but then we don't have to, because he must have got a penalty, unfortunately, for hitting the back of us, which during the race I didn't notice that he'd gained a penalty for that. So obviously when he had the run on me, that's why I was trying to squeeze him to the inside. Didn't want to give him any space, but he had to serve that penalty anyway, so gets us away to the final lap here. We're trying to keep it clean and trying to see if we can catch the cars in front. Probably brake a bit early there, we have to come off the brakes early. So it doesn't give us the best run, unfortunately. As you say here, just look, another uncharacteristic mistake with, I think, down to the view, just still getting used to it. Just clip that wall on the inside, which I don't think I've done once in a race so far. And there, that guy did just hit into me, brake late, and as you see, the Swiss guy did dive bomb him a bit there, but I think like me, because we should have been higher up, he was getting a little bit annoyed maybe, so forced the move a little bit. But I was going to show the replay of that, but I must have deleted that little bit of the replay that I captured, so because I couldn't find it. So, but there wasn't anything in it really. I think the guy on my inside braked a bit late, made contact with me, nothing major, and then the Swiss guy just did a little bit of a dive bomb, but it was just an aggressive move rather than a dirty move really. And you see here now, we're just trying to keep it smooth, because sector 3 was where we were struggling the most. As you see, take it a bit too easy because we're way too slow this time, and that gives the grip behind the run. So I'm trying to tempt him to go to the right, but I'm always going to block off the right, and you see he does go slightly to the right, and then he pulls to the left, and I think that's just what keeps us that position. I think if he went to the left straight away, he might have just picked us to the line there, but 9th position. Again, that one wasn't our fault though with the incidents, you know, so take that again, and we did gain a little bit of DR in both those races, so that was good news. But that's it for this video, guys, so I hope you liked the video. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.